Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you are new. My name is Jess and today I'm going to be walking you through my Second Brain 2.0 Notion template. Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my Notion Second Brain walkthrough. In the last part we went through the dashboards and the productivity section. In this part we're going to be going through the daily section. So if you haven't seen the other video, make sure you watch that so that this whole template walkthrough makes sense, and we'll jump straight into it. The first page we have is my in the kitchen page, which I'm only going to briefly go through because I do have a full walkthrough video of this on my channel already, which will also be in this playlist so that you can easily find it. But the gist of it is there is a weekly planner up the top. None of this has changed. You can add in your breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks and it will automatically calculate for you the calories, protein, carbs and fats for the day based on the numbers that you have entered into your recipes or your meals, which you can see just a little bit down below. You can easily add new recipes by just clicking new page. This will give you the basic template that I use for all of my templates. There is then underneath the what and the how, where you can list the exact ingredients you use and the instructions on how to make it. Only difference really between the other walkthrough that we'll go through in more detail and this one is that since then I have included a cost per serving detail. So all you need to do is list the amount of servings that an item would be. So we're just going to say 2, for example, and then I list the total cost. This is generally pretty rough, but the cost it would take to make this meal based on my groceries, and let's just say it was 20 bucks. The cost per serve is going to be 10, and it will let you know this in the recipe cards down here. As you can see, some items are only $3.83 per serve, some are more expensive, some are cheaper. Feel free to ignore this if this is a bit too much admin for you. It's not necessary. Everything down below in terms of the shopping list, the pantry and the weekly numbers, or the weekly ingredients, sorry, these are the same as previously. The only thing I've done is added the categories so you can see them now so that they're organized by the section. So for example, if you're doing your groceries, all the fruit and veg are going to show together to make it really easy when you're in the store to go through department by department and get what you need. You can see it more clearly in the pantry section, but if we unselect a bunch of stuff, you'll see that everything that we need for this week's groceries is showing up here because we don't have them in our pantry. Like I said, go watch the full walkthrough if you want to see this template broken down into lots more detail, slightly upgraded. The next page we have is my at the gym page. And this one I've kind of simplified down since the last version. It's very basic. Hopefully it'll still work for a lot of you guys, but I just found it was getting a little bit too complicated. I wanted it to be more simple. So what I do basically is any day that I want to track something, so we'll say that we want to go today, I will put in the date. I will select what cycle I'm in just so that I can track that, which was part of the other template, but I've sort of removed some of the other features. Because I tend to do the same workouts, I've set my template to automatically pull these 3 in, and I will just remove whichever one I haven't done. You of course can add in others. There is a bunch of like YouTube workouts I've broken down. There's Apple Plus Fitness workouts that I sort of just do as a bulk one. There's runs, there's Pilates, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So you can select whichever ones you've done that day. And then at the end of the day, I will add in the calories I've burnt based on my Apple Watch. So let's just say it was 500. And then I will put in my weight. So we'll just say that, and we'll just say this. I'm totally just throwing numbers out there. And then, sorry, I forgot to mention there is types as well. So I will select which type of workout I've done. You can plan these in advance if you want. Sometimes I'll plan the whole week out and I'll get them ready. Some days I'll just do it on the day as I do it. It's entirely up to you how this works best for you. And if you are planning in advance, you can see a tomorrow view where you'll be able to see tomorrow's workout if you've planned one. And the same with this week. You'll see everything for this week in one section. And the calendar view is similar. You can see the week, the month if you wish. You can see I have not been using it much lately, but if we switch back to, there we go, October, you can see what it looks like when it's more accurately used. And then there is also a data section if you prefer that rather than the calendar, where you can just see everything laid out in a big table. And the cool thing with this, like I mentioned, is this does pull into your yearly tracker. So it'll let you know how many workouts you've completed throughout the year, how much you've reduced or increased your weight by depending on what your goals are, what weight you've lost or gained depending again on your goals, same with your body fat, and it will also give you a total of how many calories burnt you've done throughout the year, which is a crazy number, but sometimes it's just nice to see, and an on average how many calories you burn per day. What is the same as my previous template is the exercises, so you can add in all your exercises. So for example, if you're someone who does strength and you want to build out a lower body workout, you can put in, these will all be left in here for you so that you can use the ones that I've already done. You can put in all your lower body exercises and then create a workout with all those exercises included. As you can see, there's heaps in here, and I've also broken them down to the correct areas. So strength, Pilates, stretching, I don't have anything in there, but then like full body, lower body, upper body, core, etc. So where that comes in handy is in the workout section. So the workouts is where you can create your own customized workouts. So for example, as I was saying with building out your exercises so you can build a custom workout is, I'll show you one here, lower body strength, number 1. Here you will add in all of your exercises that you want to do. And then down here you can track how many sets you do of that workout, how many reps per set, and the current weight that you're using. I've done this just so if I go back and do lower body strength again, I can see the weight that I was using before and sort of make sure I'm maintaining that weight or improving it. As we went through the para method earlier, this does pull into our resource of strength training and our collection of health and fitness, which is very cool. And then I've attached it to the year generally that I've created the workout in, but if it's a regular one that I'm still consistently doing, I will add it to that current year as well. You can also select the type, the difficulty. So these are all the same, they're just built out in different ways. So the Pilates one will only have Pilates exercises, but this one's a YouTube video, so I've just linked the video itself. I have also selected a duration, which is just an estimate on my part of how long the workout tends to take, and you can just update that as you need. Just quickly popping back into the exercises, there is also a starting weight section. So you can put in the weight that you started with originally, so you can see how much you've improved and increased your weights over time. But that is pretty much it for the At the Gym template. Like I said, it's quite simple. It can be as complicated as you want. Like if you want to build out a bunch of different workouts, you can do that. But if you want it to be really simple, like what I've done with just treadmill walks, family walks, and not adding all the exercises in, you can do that as well. And the reason I've put durations next to each workout routine is it will give you a total amount for the day in each daily plan. The next one we have is the wallet, and I'm not going to go into this one because this has all of my personal data in it, but I do have a full walkthrough of my wallet/finance tracker on my page, which is exactly the same as this one. I haven't changed anything about it. You can find that video, of course, in the playlist. So instead, we'll go into habit tracker. This one again is super simple. Our habit tracker pulls into our today page that we went through in the last video. But in here, I've set these habit tracking to recur every week. If you want to change that, you just select this down arrow, go to the habit tracker template, and the repeat weekly, just click that and change it to when you want it to repeat. I've set it not to go on the weekends because I don't want the stress of having to worry about my routine and my habits on the weekend. Like they're kind of just the chill days, they don't matter. If you want to select them, then select them. That's all good. If you don't want these to recur at all, you can just turn it off. I've just done it so that each day it automatically pops up in my today page and I don't have to think about it. All I'll do with each one is go in and add the date, as you can see here, and then you just select the things that you've done as you've done them. So I just popped these in, and now you can see that our progress bar has moved up to let you know when or how far or how well you're doing for that day. There's also like a little bullet journal down here where you can see the last like 10 days at a glance and see which habits you're doing really well with. For me, it's drinking water, which ones you're not doing very well with, which is reading. For me lately. There is also this little log section on the side that you can see. This is for if you're on mobile and you would rather just quickly log that you've drank your water or that you've read. So you just click log reading and it will click it off for you for that day. And then you don't have to worry about opening this particular date and finding the right button to click. It just does it for you. Yeah, which is super handy. And that is literally it for the habit tracker. One thing is if you do want to change these, just edit the titles as much as you prefer to. However, if you want to add more or remove them, this is where it gets a little bit complicated. So the total is working out at 1 and the checked is working out how many of these you've checked against that 1 total. And as you can see here, this is the formula, which is a little bit tricky. So what you need to do if you want to add another one in is copy basically this line here, and then I'll just do it as an example. Copy this one here, shift enter, paste, change this to the new habit that you've added and change this to be 7 because now you have 7 total habits instead of 6. And this will update it correctly so that your formula works correctly. I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but once you've done it, it's honestly really easy and you don't really have to do anything else. That's why these properties are hidden so that you don't have to see them at a glance, but that's how you change it if you need to. The very last page is the 12-week year, which is quite a big system in itself. So I'm going to create a separate video on just my 12-week year because I do think this one's quite important to really be more detailed. So that'll be included in this playlist as well, along with all the others. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you a little bit of insight on how these other templates within the daily dashboard work. This was part 2 of technically 3 parts, but because of all the broken down templates, this playlist will be quite long. So in the final part 3, we'll be going through the additionals and I'll see you hopefully soon in that video.